Okay, welcome back to Failure Frame Anime Review, episode number. I believe I'm on episode 11 now. Yes, this is the penultimate episode of the season. Yes, I have not heard anything if this is going to be season 2 yet. That's why I'm saying it's in their season. So, in this episode, this kind of in the way continues with happening book number 3. No, 4. So, here's what happens to the episode. So, we have all the monsters. So, Toka tells Saris, E-Speed, and Liz to stay in this cave while he goes deal with the monsters. Meanwhile, though, his classmates are being complete morons. One of them is being basically it's like the best way to describe this scene. It's like, okay, so a couple of classmates kill monsters. One is being like, "Oh, I just basically want to be survival," and one who's S class, he's like, "Oh, I'm bro caliber," and I'm like, the scene is a dick measuring contest between two guys with big egos. And of course, chastising a woman who basically was trying to protect her friends. Yeah, and the guys here, they're be complete morons. By the way, the goddess is not in this episode. Nope, she's not here. Where she is, don't know. They don't say where she is in the episode. They don't mention her by name. So, yeah, it's a brief thing with her, and then one of them gets separated. And we'll get back to her, don't worry, because her scene, it leads to the end of the episode. So we had this awesome sequence. Yes, the monsters are in CG, but it's fine. It doesn't really hurt the episode at all. I'm not real that surprised because the Monsters series has been CG, and the CG has not been too bad per se. I just don't like it when it's on the main characters. That's why I don't like it. The monsters are fine. Yeah, and it's just awesome about it. They even play the opening theme song, which, by the way, they skipped the opening title sequence of the episode, which, that's ballsy. Because this is the first time since episode 1 there's been no opening title sequence at all. It just goes straight to the action. AMC using Paralyzed, Berserk, Dark, Sleep, and all these freaking monsters. Going up several levels in the process. And it's just an amazing sequence. And like one ability is not used in this scene. He does not use poison. Nope, that is not here. You're thinking, that's interesting. Yeah, he does the same thing in the book over that. So, yeah. And also, he's basically near exhaustion because man's been foregoing sleep. Like, he sleeps very little since they arrived in the heart of monsters. And him and Piggy Mara and Sagu, who basically is after Odin's horse. Yeah, after he powers him up, basically, it's an awesome sequence. He uses Piggy Mara to basically just pinpoint people and kill the human-faced monsters. It's just so fun, this scene. The E-Speed basically is worried about Toka. So she entrusts Sarah with Liz. So she proceeds to go out. And then she comes across one of Toka's classmates. The girl who's the pigeon. Who's the pigeon. So it seems like she's about to touch her. And then someone else shows up. And shocks nearly close her throat. Ending the episode. A really good cliffhanger. I'm thinking they'll probably get to this probably. That's interesting. I'm hearing fireworks. Yes. I'm not sure why there's fireworks today. Well, today is Batman Day. I asked my comic shop if there's going to be anything Batman Day, and they had nothing. Lunar Game freaking nothing. They complained, but who knows. So, pretty much basically, that's the episode ends. And I've been really enjoying this. Now, the whole thing of basically leading toward the main character and his classmates, yes, they borrowed this from Freya. Freya did the same thing too. But here's the thing about Freya. The men in the class were not complete dicks to the girls. Yeah, they went like that. That's completely made for the show. And all the lesbian content we occasionally, the teasing, like the groping or the foot worshipping, and also in one of the books there is a lesbian kiss. Yep, Seriously. Oh yeah, it's also mentioned that Cyrus is she's it's implied that she's in love with Toka. Implied. Well, she is. She's definitely in love with him. Toka, I would not be surprised in fact she's a beautiful woman. And the fact that he put her in a very sexy attire. Shows off her sexy legs. And I'm like, I'm sure he picked the alpha up for a reason. Yep. Oh, there's even a flashback in the episode to the very first episode when Toka is supposedly killed for being weak. Yes. That happened back in episode 1. Which, by the way, that came out about 3 months ago, I think it was. Came out back in July. Yes, July. And here's something interesting though. Next month is the release of book 11. Yep. And there's a .5. Now, is the Light Novel Series publishing? Yes, it is. And the next week's episode, from what I can tell, is going to be the final episode of the season. I can kind of confirm that. Yeah, because that's what the Sayasol said. Yeah, the next week is going to be the final one. But, like I've said, basically, the series started, like, yeah, there's comparison between this and Freya from Complex World's Strongest. Here's the comparisons. The fact that we have a high school class transferring their world. They are told by a god, or in this case a goddess, to deal with some evil army. The fact that through training, and the fact that the main character is separated from them, but in this show was done by the goddess, not by his own classmates, so to them being dicks to them. And supposedly he's killed, and of course he gets like a beautiful blonde girl, basically, to be his love interest. But here's the biggest difference between this show and Freya. The biggest difference is he is not surrounded by a whole bunch of women who are massively in love with him. Who basically all want to sleep with him. This show technically doesn't have that. Sarah's is technically the only girl for him in this show. It's applied to some of his classmates, female classmates, maybe I think for him, who knows. Also, the fact that the show has lesbian overtones in it, which is something that Freya does not have. Excuse me. Not really. And there's also not the whole thing of like child friendship in here. Here's also interesting about the characters of the show. The class themselves, a lot of them are just complete dicks. Yes, they are terrible people. And some of the more, like the girls, I would say all but like 3 of them are actually pretty decent people. That's kind of interesting for the show where like the guys are being complete dicks, and the girls, with exception like an extra few, including the goddess, are written to be pretty decent. Isn't that something kind of strange that the girls were written decent, and yet all of the guys are written to be complete jerks? Oh, and here's somebody who's not been in the series since episode 1. Their teacher, who is their PE coach. Yes, he has not been seen since episode 1. Where the heck he is, they don't really say. And by the way, he's not a farmer. Yeah, basically the teacher from Freya, she had agriculture skills. And, well, they also did with labyrinths in that series. This one is like, oh, let's basically have bomb monsters. Okay, fine. Now the main character himself is basically, throughout the show, has been driven by revenge. I do appreciate his interactions with the other characters, and the fact that, well, I would say some of the depths he does in the show are very cheap and just really quick, but it's the character. I would say he and Saris are the best written characters in the whole series. I would say the whole group of the Flying Squadron, the Flying Squadron, basically the best written characters. Yes, Liz is a great character. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm still enjoying this series, and we technically have one more to go. And like I said, that's it. Yep, that's pretty much it for the show. Next week will be the final episode of the season, which means that my Thursdays will be free. Yep. So, that's going to be pretty much it for particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the like button. Next up we have is a comic corner. Yep. And then I'm going to, well, before we move on to Death and Carnage Slime, I'm going to do a open topics video. Okay? Next video. Bye.